So last night, Russians conducted a missile strike on the city of Lviv. Lviv is in the western parts of Ukraine, so if you look on the map, it's right here, close to Poland. And I'm here in Volyn, so we're neighbors. So naturally, we also had the air raid sirens going off in our region. It began at 2:05 at night and it lasted till 3:17. Although we did experience Russian missile strikes on the infrastructure in our region in the past, these days, whenever there is an air raid alert, you know it's probably because something is flying towards Lviv. And last night was no exception. As of now, we know of 4 people who were killed and 34 people who were injured in this missile strike. Despite the fact that Lviv, just like many other western Ukrainian cities, has been repeatedly targeted by the Russian missiles since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, it is often perceived as completely safe by the outside world, when in reality it is simply safer than the rest of Ukraine. And the main reasons for this safety is the fact that there are fewer things that Russians can launch at us because of the distance. There is a limited amount of stuff that can be sent our way. So while they can easily afford to terrorize the frontline regions with artillery and S-300s and pretty much everything they have at their disposal, they can only use costly stuff to terrorize western Ukraine with. Last night, they sent 10 Caliber cruise missiles to terrorize Lviv, out of which 7 has been shut down. Caliber is a more advanced Russian missile. It has a lot of the Western-made parts, specifically USA-made parts. Each one of them costs roughly $1 million to make, but that's no problem because Russians making billions daily by selling fossil fuels to the world. So no region in Ukraine is completely safe, just some regions are safer than the others. There's a poem by Victoria Amelina that describes what it's like to experience air raid sirens. She says that it feels like everyone is brought out for execution, but only one person gets targeted, usually the one at the edge. This time not you, all clear. Missiles do not discriminate. And while it's pretty much every single one of us that can end up dead in a missile strike, it is important to remember that it's the people closest to the front lines that are subjugated to the most unimaginable amounts of suffering at the hand of Russia. The author of the poem that I just read for you was recently killed in a Russian missile strike on the city of Kramatorsk. She was a poet, a writer, an investigator of the Russian war crimes, and a mom to a 10-year-old boy.